3 days had passed, and something strange was happening. Ali's video, the same one that started slow, almost unnoticed, suddenly began to move in a way he had never seen before. Not a sudden explosion, not a viral spike out of nowhere, but a gradual acceleration that felt almost intentional, like the platform itself had finally decided, this deserves more. And as the numbers began climbing faster than before, Ali wasn't celebrating yet. He was observing, because he knew that moments like this hold answers most creators completely miss. What people don't understand is that Facebook doesn't always reward content instantly. Sometimes it waits, sometimes it watches longer than expected, collecting enough data to be sure before pushing a video to a larger audience. And this delay creates confusion because beginners assume their video has failed when in reality, it's still being evaluated, still being tested in layers, and this hidden phase is where patience becomes a weapon. Ali opened his insights, not with excitement, but with curiosity, and what he saw changed his entire understanding. His video wasn't just getting views, it was getting consistent watch time. People were staying longer, finishing more of the video, even rewatching certain parts, and that behavior signaled something powerful to the algorithm, that this content wasn't just clickable, it was valuable. And that's where a deeper realization hit him, because most creators focus on views as the goal, but views are just a result, not a cause. The real drivers are retention, engagement, and viewer satisfaction. And once you shift your focus to those elements, you stop chasing numbers and start influencing them. But here's where things get even more intense, because as the video grew, the audience changed too. It wasn't just his usual viewers anymore. Facebook had started pushing it beyond his initial circle, testing it with new people who had no idea who Ali was. And this is where most content collapses, because what works for a small, familiar audience doesn't always work for a broader, colder one. Ali noticed that his video was still holding strong even with this new audience. And that told him something critical. His content wasn't dependent on familiarity anymore. It had universal appeal, something relatable, something engaging enough to capture strangers. And that's the level every creator needs to reach if they want real growth. Now imagine this from the algorithm's perspective. It sees a video that performs well with one group, then another, each time maintaining retention, maintaining engagement, and slowly it begins to trust that video more, to rely on it, to distribute it further. And this trust, this invisible approval, is what turns an average post into a potential viral one. But the journey isn't smooth even here, because with growth comes pressure, expectations rise, and suddenly every next upload feels heavier, more important, almost like you have something to prove. And this is where many creators break. They overthink, they lose their natural flow, they try too hard to replicate success instead of understanding it. Ali faced that exact challenge because now he had evidence that his strategy worked. But instead of blindly copying his previous video, he asked a smarter question: what made it work? Was it the hook, the pacing, the topic, the emotional pull, or a combination of all these factors? And that analytical approach allowed him to extract principles rather than imitate outcomes. He began identifying patterns: the way tension was introduced early, the way curiosity was maintained, the way the video never felt static or predictable, and he realized that success wasn't in the topic alone. It was in the structure, in the way information was delivered, layered, and revealed over time. And then came another powerful insight. People don't just watch content, they experience it, they react emotionally, sometimes without even realizing it. And if your video can guide that emotional journey, pull them in, hold them, surprise them, satisfy them, you're no longer just creating content, you're creating impact. As Ali prepared his next video, the stakes felt different, not heavier but clearer, because now he wasn't guessing anymore. He had data, patterns, understanding, and most importantly, control over his process, even if he couldn't control the outcome entirely. And as he uploaded again with a refined strategy and a sharper mindset, he realized something that most people never do. Success on Facebook isn't about beating the algorithm. It's about aligning with it, understanding what it values, and delivering exactly that in a way that feels natural, engaging, and impossible to ignore. Because in the end, the algorithm doesn't create winners. It reveals them. And the only question left was Ali finally becoming one of them?